Welcome to Lapis Moon Tarot. I'm cleansing my space and only inviting the energies of love and above. In this reading, we're going to explore how you're going to be blessed next. So what big change is coming your way? This could be something that you've been manifesting, working towards. This could be something you're about to be blessed with that's going to come out of left field, or something that perhaps you're being blessed with because of some work that you've been doing. So shadow work, or healing your inner child, or unblocking yourself. So it's very open to either something you're intentionally working towards, a reward for the work that you are doing towards healing yourself, growing, maybe even establishing a spiritual practice that allows your soul to heal, or a blessing that it was just meant for you and that is going to just come out of the blue. So I'm really excited to explore each pile. I've used my astro die this time around to choose the piles, and I'm really pleased because I feel like we're going to be able to dive in really deep due to the astro die, because it really focuses the reading. So if you are drawn to Mars with group number 1, Mars is the planet of courage and action. It is sometimes even aggressive. This is masculine energy. So definitely, if you are being drawn to group number 1, you're about to take decisive action on something, or you are planning to almost kind of like fight your way through a decision or a change or something along those lines that will benefit your desires. So there's something that you want to achieve. Group number 2, if you are drawn to Gemini. Now, Geminis are ruled by Mercury. They're very communicative, very sociable, very intelligent. This is an air sign. We all have Gemini in our chart. It could be in your top 3. That might be what is drawing you to Gemini, but not necessarily. So again, we all have that quality to be able to be sociable, to be flexible, to have a very mutable mind, very intellectual mind. I feel also someone who's very like got the gift of the gab. You know, you really express yourself well, people listen to you, and you influence people with how you think and how you express yourself. Now, if you are drawn to the 11 with group number 3, this could be the 11th house of friendships and collaborations, usually ruled by Aquarius. This could also be, maybe you've seen a lot of 1111s. It could be that the 11th of the month is significant to you, or the month of November is significant to you. Now, I am filming this in September, so this could be something alluding to what might be happening in November for you. So I'd like you to take a moment, take a deep, long breath, and choose the pile you are most called to. When you've made your choice, the timestamp for your pile will be in the first comment and in the description below. I'll get started with pile number 1. Group number 1, if you chose Mars, this will be your reading. You've got Uranus with change, you've got chaos and conflict in the reverse, and you have the Death card. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Okay, I see why courage is the main theme here, because you are in the midst of change and chaos. Something very close to you is dying off, closing off, a chapter is leaving in order for something new to begin. And you do need a certain amount of, bravery and courage and taking decisive action when things like that happen, because you either need to jump on a new opportunity, you need to have a plan of action, move forward, grow, have the courage to start this new beginning. It feels like, definitely with Uranus, it was a surprise. Like, you were not expecting this. So this could be a layoff. This could be a downsizing of a company. Could have merged, and they're letting go of certain staff. You really did not expect that to happen. But the thing with Uranus is that it's surprise, right? A lot of times we associate Uranus with negative things happening, but in the end, a lot of times the change, the chaos, it's for our benefit, because something better is meant for us. And when we're comfortable in something that is okay, just okay, not great, not fulfilling, but gets us by, we get complacent and we don't move forward. We don't reach our full potential. So I really feel like, you know, hand of God kind of situation here, coming in to change the environment for your benefit so that you can find that environment that is fully nurturing, fulfilling, you know, aligned with your soul's purpose. And the reason I say that most of all, I feel it's career oriented because of this card. You see how the zebra was pretending to be a giraffe? It has a giraffe's skin on top, and that's shedding, like in the upside down, like it feels like it's flying off, like the mask is slipping. You're not able to fake it till you make it anymore. You're unable to keep going the way you've been going and still pretend that it's fulfilling, it's where you want to be, it's what you want to do. Like the mask is slipping. And so this change is coming at the right time because you're not going to fit into this space anymore. Everyone's going to know. Like they're going to look at you and they're going to understand that, yeah, like you haven't been feeling fulfilled. You don't want to be there. You're doing something out of maybe even habit or not so much complacency. I want to say security. Like it feels safe. You can do this work. You can do this career. You're perhaps even good at it or successful at it, or it brings you a lot of security financially, but it doesn't, you know, light you up. It doesn't fire you up. It's not something that's like an inspiration for you. And that's why I'm saying, you know, these words specifically because of Mars. Mars is a leader. Mars is take action. Mars is spearhead. Mars is the warrior. I don't see him sitting behind a desk, you know? That's the kind of work you're doing day in and day out. Especially very structured work. It's suffocating you. You're not a giraffe, you're a zebra, right? So yeah, it just feels like your mask is slipping. Let's get you some tarot. And get some more clarification or more messages about this change that's happening, this chapter that's ending. I feel Uranus is spearheading the change, but Mars is bolstering you. You know, it's giving you that courage to accept it for what it is and then move forward. Like take decisive action. Don't wallow in it. Don't feel insecure about it. Ten of Swords, another ending card. Look at that, ending, final, closure. Over and over again, the same theme coming through for your benefit though. The Ten of Swords talks about someone who's been stabbed in the back 10 times. They're like dead, 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 right? And this is mainly a sword card. So this is mental, right? This has to do with your thoughts. This has to do with mental anguish, anxiety, you know, whatever has been going through you, through your mind to keep you where you are, to almost kind of delude you into thinking like this is it and I should be happy and I should feel, you know, this is satisfying, and whatever mind games you have to play with yourself, that's coming to an end. Like you can't do it anymore. But I love these roses here too because it's an ending to something that was difficult, and now you're allowing the space for something new and beautiful to grow in. You're not holding on to swords anymore. The World, another ending card. Unbelievable. Number 21, Major Arcana, an ending. So it's in the reverse because I feel like it's scary, and so you might be holding on. You might be not fully ready to accept what's happening around you. And so it's a little bit of that courage to understand that it's for your benefit, it's for your highest good. It's, you know, hand of God coming in to shake things up, change things around, to give you the opportunity to grow, but also to see the new opportunities around you, even to explore those opportunities through your true authentic self. Like let the mask go. Think of all the energy you've expended in this persona that you've had to create to just fit in or to pretend to fit in to that workplace or lifestyle that you're in. Think of what you could do with that energy if you weren't extending it, just pretending. Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, so this talks about tension, highs and lows and conflict, but to me, the Knight of Swords has always represented victory. Riding is a victory. He is the fastest riding knight. And it's swords again, so it's intellect, it's strategy, it's knowing what you want, going after it. Like, you're not just taking action for taking action's sake. You're thoughtful, you're smart, you know, you're strategic. Remember that. Remember who you are. This is a tiger, you know, again, courage to act on your knowledge and your wisdom. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Don't let anxiety overshadow you, you know, thinking the worst is going to come. That's a mental trap too. This is, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. You're learning that lesson well with this situation. Let's get you a little bit more. This is so interesting. Clarify each pile a little bit more, see if there's any other messages that want to come through. It's too many, I only take one at a time. We've got Princess of Swords in the reverse, feeling a little scattered. That makes sense. There's chaos and conflict around you right now. So it makes sense that your thoughts are a little scattered. Wow, Nine of Swords, anxiety, losing sleep. You know, that's why the world is delayed. This ending is delayed towards leveling up, towards that new chapter. You know, the world ends all the major arcana, and then you go back to the beginning, which is the Fool card, right? The Fool card is a new beginning with lots of hope. And so if you're stuck in this anxious mode, you feel scattered, you can't clarify your thoughts, you can't focus, it's delaying the ending and only prolonging the uncertainty phase. I think you know that as well. You know, the majority of the things that cause us anguish and pain in life is usually like what our thoughts are doing to us, right? More than the situation. It's how we're thinking about the situation. It's how we're feeling about the situation. And if we write those thoughts out, logically come through with solutions to each thought, or what you can do, which ones you can control, which ones, you know, allow you to have an exercise of control over, and which ones are just out of your hands, it kind of gives you some room to let go of that tension, right? Get your thoughts clear. Yeah, Queen of Wands, there's fire in you. It's just been repressed. Queen of Wands, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, beautiful energy. She's creative, she's bold, she's courageous, she's very attractive. This is fire energy. Now, male or female, doesn't matter. This is just the feminine incarnation of the fire sign. But we're talking about the energy of being bold and creative and charismatic and going for it. And see how she's in the reverse, because you've been suppressed, right? You've been masking to fit in. You're not meant to be in that space that you're in. It's been kind of suffocating you. Let's get you maybe some healing around this change. Something to support you. Because I'm not rushing you. I think take your time. But I really do feel that your mind is playing tricks on you. It's making it bigger than it is. When the solution is more about, once you make that decision and go for it, it will become easier. You know, the path will appear, right? So take that step, make that decision. It's the indecision part that's the most difficult right now for you, because it's causing anxiety, because you're going through all the different scenarios, and what if this, and then if I did this, what if that. but none of it is going to benefit you unless you get clear, write out, you know, what is it that you want? What would be fulfilling for you? What do you want to achieve next? Get clear, and then use your boldness, use your passion, use your fire energy to go chase it. Acceptance in the reverse with valerian, which is a herb about getting sleep, you know, calming the mind, good for anxiety, I believe. Now, I am not a professional, I'm not a herbologist or anything like that, but that's usually valerian is used for sleep. Let's go read 44. Now, in the reverse, triggerability, overly ambitious, self-criticism, self-judgment, ruled by Neptune. Let's go look at the guidance. Valerian supports us by widening our trigger points and helping us to zoom out of a situation that might be overloading you with anxiety or stress. Remember, go easy on yourself and don't push yourself too hard to meet goals. Valerian remedies the internal parts of ourselves that can embody mouse energy. When we're overly analytical and judgmental in high trigger mode, the message here is to take a measure. Although your foundation can be established with great order, there's a certain amount of flow needed in order to enjoy creativity and growth. Don't exhaust yourself in the details. Embrace your imperfections. Yeah, you're overthinking it. This is really meant to be a blessing, an opportunity, a change that is for the better. And trying to hash out every minute detail of what this entails is only going to spin you in circles. Write down what would be the best possible scenario for you and focus on that. Focus your energy on that, taking decisive action towards what would be the best outcome for you. Let's get you a little bit more. This is the self-care tarot, oracle cards, I should say. Let's see if there's any practices that could help. Giving you some clarity, some focus, manifesting what's best for you. Chanting, beautiful, and pleasure. You can do this with YouTube videos. You could have a mantra. Now, pleasure can take many, many forms, but I think because you are so in your head, connecting to something physical that you enjoy. So this could even be taking a moment and enjoying something that, you know, that's a treat, something sweet, something delicious, a good meal, enjoying laughter with a good friend, enjoying the feel of grass under your feet, like bringing yourself back to your body instead of being in your head would be really helpful. And you could take it very literally as well, with pleasure in whatever form brings you pleasure. But it does really feel like getting out of your mind, slowing the busy mind, either chanting or connecting with your body. Let's get you one final message here. Gardenia with awareness. Wake up, roll the clouds away and look. I think those clouds is what's clouding your vision. It's what's clouding your mind. You're seeing things through the lens of perhaps your anxiety and your overthinking. And if you were to step out of that mode, go for a walk, clear your head, meet a friend, even take a little trip, whatever, to shake yourself out of the funk you're in, you would see clearly and be able to have the courage to chase what would bring you fulfillment, what would be a new, amazing beginning for you. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you on my next one. Group number 2, if you picked a Gemini, this will be a reading. You've got Nurture with Series, you've got Not For You, and you've got Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. I feel like you're someone whose throat and heart chakra are really aligned. Like when you speak from the heart, you speak clearly, and it really touches people. It really effectively emotes and communicates your ideas. You have a beautiful imagination. You're probably very creative. It could also not just be creativity like art, but also like creative problem solving, I feel. Like maybe this is work related or collaboration, or you perhaps even you work in services like social services or some type of charity work where there's like a well-being aspect, like for the community or for a certain group of people that are marginalized. And it's like it's work that really fulfills you. Like it's very heart-based. I mean, all this green for the heart chakra, the blue with the throat chakra. We've got beautiful amethyst with the third eye. I feel like you're very connected, like you know what you want. Your intuition is on point. So that's where this not for you comes through. Okay, I feel like what's coming around for you is that you're realizing that working within perhaps the organization, or maybe it's even just like government body, the structure is so restrictive and confining and, you know, almost suffocating. And no matter how good your ideas are, no matter how beautifully you communicate them, no matter how good your intentions are about nurturing the community you're in or the group that you want to, you know, help, or how well you implement the ideas you already have, no matter what, you're stuck in a box. And that's not who you are. You don't want to play this chess game. You know, I love that because it's a little fortune cookie in the middle of a chessboard. And chess is very structured. It's got rules. You got to move a certain way. You got to, you know, go through all these steps, right? It's like bureaucracy or too much policy around the work. And you want to just kind of break free from it because you are so creative. I feel like problem solving is really coming through for me. Like you see things from different perspectives. So social work is coming to mind, but it could be anything else too. It could be you're very creative. Like, you know, it could be cutting edge technology. It could be social media, connecting with different communities. It could be bringing technology to different communities as well, perhaps ones that don't have access. Like there's so many different things that are coming through here. And I feel like you're looking for a way to break free from the confines of the organization you're in and doing the work like your way. Yeah, opportunity. I see that. Oh, so good. So new material offer, new job or promotion, new opportunity, new manifestation, resources, stability, and prosperity. I love that. I do see that. Like you're really tired of the confining nature of the place you work with, not perhaps even realizing or appreciating your talent fully because they're so stuck in old ways of doing things or under so many different layers of policy and, you know, steps and regulations that they can't implement these ideas quickly enough for you. So you're manifesting a new opportunity, something that allows you to put your talents to work and become very successful. And I love that it's a new material offer because to me this feels like grounding your ideas in the world, into the 3D, like actually making it happen. But very, very cool that that's come through. I love that for you. Two of Swords. I think that when this opportunity comes, you're just going to go for it, right? So Two of Swords usually talks about an impasse, but I feel like it's in the reverse because you know clearly that you can't stay here. Like it's not going to be too difficult of a decision. If anything, this is interesting. I feel like you might get more than one offer, and then it becomes more of a, where do I go? What should I do? What appeals most to me? But I feel like your intuition will guide you in the right direction, which is why I don't feel like this is going to be, you know, it does say stalemate on here, but I don't feel like you're going to have a hard time making a decision. I think you're just maybe going to be caught by surprise that there'll be so many offers coming through or opportunities to work, and you're maybe going to take your time to assess and make a decision based on all the information. Yeah, Three of Wands. I love that for you. So this feels like growth, you know, planning, seeing the long picture, right? This person climbs to the top of a cliff to see his ships sailing in. So to me, that's like you've already put out the feelers, you've already maybe even put out ideas, reached out to people you might want to collaborate with. And so you're just kind of in this waiting moment. And what's surprising to you is that it's like multiple offers are coming in, multiple opportunities are coming in, and you weren't expecting that part. And so it's kind of, it's going to take you aback a little bit. But you know, it shouldn't be surprising that so many people want to work with you or want to collaborate with you, perhaps even employ you or start an organization with you, because of, again, you're such an effective communicator. All you need is, you know, the opportunity to talk to the right person, to be in the right room, get that meeting, and you would convince someone very easily. Like, you have the gift of the gab, right? So I really like that for you. Let's see if we can clarify a little bit more. The Fool, a little bit of a delay, yeah, in starting your new journey, because I feel like you're apprehensive about which is the best opportunity. Like, what course of action should I take? I love the Fool because it is a new journey. It is a new beginning. Came on the Ace. It's like, kind of just trust yourself. This is maybe more of, because you're such an intellectual person, having faith in that idea that, you know, God, the universe has your back, to just take that first leap, that first step. It's going to be okay. Is it maybe a little difficult for you because you are someone who, you know, is so intellectual, really thinks things through, you know, wants to see the full picture, the full view. And sometimes you just can't do that. Sometimes you just have to trust that you've made the right decision and have that hope in the best possible outcome, you know, for your highest and greatest good. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. I think what's hindering you is you don't want to be stuck again in something that's monotonous, that wears you down, that's like tedious work, slow work. You want something fast, like where you have lightning fast, you know, ideas, solutions, and you want them implemented quickly. You don't want to get stuck again in someone else's bureaucracy or policies or regulations. Wow, beautiful. The Sun, success, abundance, victory, happiness, fulfillment, all of the good things. This is one of the best cards to get in Major Arcana in all of the tarot. It says light, life, energy. I love that for you. It's like you're going to be immensely successful in whatever endeavors you decide to take. It's about taking that step. It's about understanding you can't see the full picture. You gotta just go for the opportunity that feels the best to you, that doesn't give you this not for you feeling, right? And that's trusting your intuition. That's meditating, that's praying, that's connecting to your spiritual body, not just your intellect, right? So let's see, let's get you a little bit of healing. Move these up a little bit so they're in the screen. I love that you got the Sun. I love the success that's going to come through from this change you're making. Yeah, I'm just trusting that it is for your highest and greatest good, that you're going where your talents are going to be most appreciated and you will see the most reward from them. We've got Foresight with Coco in the reverse. Okay, you can't know everything that's going to come through ahead of time. Sometimes you just have to trust. Let's just see. That's what's coming through for me. Number 36. Disbelief, disconnected from source, rejection of innate powers, egocentric. Okay, let's get the guidance. The mighty jaguar is the spirit animal to many great medicine people in the rainforest. The jaguar has been regarded as one of the fierce protectors of the sacred and seen as the bridge to the upper worlds or messenger from the realm of spirit. Coco's lightning-like energy has appeared today, signaling the piercing clarity, foresight, and power you have available to you right now. Jaguar spirit rewards you as you stay true to your integrity in moments where you could easily give it away. Don't reject innate gifts you were born with. Cultivate them and don't shy away from their magnificent power. The power of Jaguar is that of the great shaman, able to assist your soul work in journeying to retrieve aspects of your power that have been forgotten or remain latent. Kind of love that because we did get nurture come through here too. Trusting your intuition, trusting your intellect, trusting your imagination. And to me, the foresight in the reverse is like you can't know it all. So that having that spiritual practice, having that practice that allows you to put into practice what you know, but also have that faith and hope that the rest of it, you know, as you walk, the path appears, right? As Rumi said. So trusting that part of the journey too. You can't know every aspect of how it's going to turn out, but you can trust that God has your back. The final cards here, we're going to look at, oh, plan a vacation. I love that. Take a walk and energy work. So a few things you can do to help your healing, to maybe connect spiritually, to allow yourself this ability to let go a little bit and not just trust your intellect, but also the fact that you are a spiritual being, you have a soul, and that God has you in hand. So whatever energy work appeals most to you. But what I also feel is that your upper chakras seem really beautiful. To also work on your lower chakras, maybe even your root chakra, so you feel safe in the decisions that you've made and safe in whatever decisions you're about to make, that you're always secure and grounded and that you are cared for no matter which road you take. Taking walks in nature, leave your cell phone at home, clearing your head. You know, they say there is so much about the benefits of walking in a forested area, walking near water, 20 minutes to lower your cortisol, to lower any kind of anxiety, to think more clearly about a problem. This plan a vacation is really interesting to me. I almost feel like it's not so much plan a vacation, it's planned where you're going next. Like I feel like you're gonna get on a plane real soon. Like you're going to choose one of these options and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, please come and, you know, meet with us in this location, and you're going to fly out and meet with people and then maybe turn that into a little trip as well, and you're just going to fall in love with a place, and then, you know, you'll know like the decision is made. Like it didn't even have to do with necessarily all the positive aspects of the opportunity. Sometimes it's a place that calls us too, and you're just meant to be there. Oh, it's too many. I'm just going to take one final message. It is rejuvenation, reawaken, and then stand stronger. I love that. I feel like you'll do that with your clearing your mind, the energy work. I think that will feel really like rejuvenating and invigorating for you to make a clear decision. To not feel like this, you know, Two of Swords kind of situation where you're stuck in your head about the decision. I think these are really positive things you can incorporate in your decision-making process. Like, how does that area make you feel? How do you feel when you think about it, when you're clearing your head and not stuck in one position and actually walking in nature, even talking it through in your mind, clearing your head, being in, you know, a mode of relaxation, and the cortisol is, you know, lowering and your anxiety is lowering, and the more you walk and the more you talk it out, sometimes solutions come through that way too, right? The decision becomes clearer because your mind has cleared. And yeah, focusing on the chakras, balancing them all, but the root chakra is really calling to me too in this picture. So you can do those meditations on YouTube. They're easily accessible. Beautiful. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you on my next one. Group number 3, if you chose 11, so either the 11th house, the number 11, seeing 1111 a lot, the month of November, the 11th of the month. So what do we see? We've got 3rd house of communication. Beautiful. That makes sense also with the 11th house too, because The third house of communication, it is ruled by Gemini, which is interesting because I was group number 2, so you might have been drawn to both groups. 11 is ruled by Aquarius, also an air sign. This is more about collaboration, meeting your friendship groups, being in collaborative work, like-mindedness, activities that you all enjoy. The third house of communication is more like immediate, so you like your siblings, neighbors, your immediate environment, but still have to do with, communicating well, ruled by Mercury, so intellect as well coming into play here. I love the two birds interacting. That's very much like your immediate environment and the people you're around. Poise is really interesting here. Poised to leap off and do something new. And then you've got discipline in the reverse, saying, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. That's interesting in the reverse. Especially with the 11th house, like maybe there's a collaboration you want to start with people who are like-minded. They could be very close to you. Like these could be even like roommates or close friends. And you're all poised to like take this leap, start this collaboration, do something that you all enjoy. But the missing ingredient might be the consistency towards that goal. Like you guys are kind of in the talking stage, in the romanticizing stage, like imagining it, deciding like, how you're going to effectively like make it happen. But no one's taking action and no one's consistently working on this idea. And it's a really good one. Like I feel like, yeah, it's some type of collaboration. It could be even like starting your own business, an enterprise of some kind. Maybe even turning like a skill that you all have into a business, or marketing it, expanding it. I love this fairy because the way she's just ready to leap, it very feels like the Fool card, like full of hope and optimism for the future. Yeah, Emperor, I did feel enterprise coming through for you. The Emperor is masculine energy. It's discipline, it's structure, it's about, building your empire, right? Masculine energy, having action, having decisive action towards your goals, making it happen. This is someone who's very successful. This is someone who's very strategic. He's all 4 kings in one. So he's, intellectually adept. He is emotionally mature. He has material wealth, or the ability to accumulate material wealth. There's like passion in him as well. 9 of Wands in the reverse, having your guard up too much. That's interesting. Maybe you've been burned in the past in collaborations, and so you're kind of a little bit more weary, a little bit more guarded in taking that step, and perhaps that's what's causing you not to, let's say, put or invest too much into this idea, because you're afraid, like, what if I get burned again? And I spend all this energy and time into it, even though it looks very like promising, it looks very collaborative, very successful. And so the 9 of Wands is kind of calling that out, saying like it's time to put your boundaries down a little bit. It's time to let the right people in. It's in the reverse. So it's okay, You've probably done your due diligence. You are discerning now. You've learned to perhaps read people better too. So if you're having this type of vibe around these people where you feel like you could collaborate with them and work well with them, like trust that as well. Don't be afraid to put in the work. Let's do one more. The Hierophant in reverse. This feels like you guys are going outside the box. Like this isn't going to be your regular type of business or enterprise where it follows a strict structure. This feels very much like your own thing. Like it's very loose. It could be like everyone's at the same level. Perhaps there's no formal head office. Like it's all online. It's all, very innovative. Like maybe you're all collaborating from different parts of the world, even with that 11 house energy. It could be that also you're kind of tired of the structure. Perhaps you've already worked in a place like that, and then it's, you know, breaking down. That theme has been coming up. Like even group number 2 had that. So you might have really been drawn to that group as well. They kind of have a similar theme of breaking out of, you know, constricting workplaces. And that could be like a major theme happening for the collective too. Like we're all yearning for more creativity, more flexibility, and less structure, which is interesting because you've got the Emperor, which is all about structure and discipline. But it's almost like rewriting the Emperor card, like rewriting what is success. And it doesn't always have to be this like tight fist, this iron fist that like rules, and you know, you got one head of leader and then everybody has to fall in line. Maybe you guys are rewriting that with this collaboration, because it's very Aquarius energy too. It's very everyone's on the same level, what would benefit everyone. Yeah, I'm getting like the picture of King Arthur's and the knights around the round table, right? So there's no like head of the table, and it's like, you know, the rectangular type of table where the head person sits, you know, over here and makes all the decisions. It was a round table because everyone could speak freely, everyone collaborated towards the ideas, the strategies, you know, whatever needed to be resolved. So that's what it feels like. It's like you're rewriting what the Emperor is. It's really interesting. You've got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. You have skills, you have talents. It's like they're not being utilized. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, that's that failed, you know, collaboration starts, connections in the past that are holding you back. Like perhaps in the past you were a little bit more naive, more trusting of people, very idealistic maybe even, where you really trusted when people were saying, yeah, let's collaborate on this idea, and then you saw that not everybody had your dedication or your ability, or perhaps they weren't really, you're just giving you lip service, there was no action behind their words. Kind of left you a little bit with this bad taste in your mouth, so you have your guard up around people now. The Hierophant in the upright. Look at that, rewriting the Hierophant as well. So to me, okay, this is so interesting. It's like you got to dismantle the strict, restrictive, traditional structure and rewrite it in a way that makes sense to you. So this is like the student that rejects the old way of doing things and becomes this teacher that teaches the new way of doing things. That is so cool. Wow. And so it could be that. It could be a teaching endeavor too, this collaboration. Maybe you're thinking of opening a school or an alternative type of school. Maybe even alternative practices. It's a completely like different structure than what a school would normally be based as. And the way that you're imagining it, the way that you're planning it is very unique. It's very it's more nurturing. Yeah, because you feel like you're being suffocated where you are, or the way things are done. It's kind of, it suffocates people's or children's talents and innate skills. Like the conformity is suffocating people, and so you're really tired of seeing that, and you want to break it down and create something new. So this also says ritual, ceremony, tradition, structure, knowledge, wisdom, and teacher. I feel like you're creating something new. It does feel like a school to me. That's so interesting. Let's see if I can get you a little bit more. I think I'm going to use a different deck I haven't used for the other groups, because yours is, yeah, yours is different. Like you don't, the other groups, I gave them like a healing card to help along with the decision or the part of the journey they're in. But you know very decidedly what you want to do. I don't think anything's holding you back. You're in the process right now of collaborating with like-minded people to create this school or organization, and you want to, there we go. Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. I really get a school, a sanctuary that you want to create. And that's the vibe of it is going to be, instead of like hustling and grinding and just getting through, it's going to feel like this. Like it's going to feel like you're allowed to rest, you're allowed to meditate, you're allowed to be in your feminine and in your masculine, how to nurture both sides, how to use your intuition, your emotions, your imagination to fuel your drive, your skills, your actions in fulfilling what you want to achieve in life. Like it's a different approach, and that's, you know, the vibe I get. It's like a school, like in the forest, even just very green, very natural. Maybe you have like ideas of like incorporating gardening for the kids or for the people who attend. Maybe there's like an aspect of natural medicine or growing your own food, nurturing a garden as part of the curriculum, like tying it back to how we are made of nature, you know, we are part of nature, and how we can heal and connect with nature, and how we're meant to live in nature in order to be our best selves, in order to be healthy, in order to be fulfilled. Could be even like communal living. There's so many things coming through, but I see like, I see structures, I see schools, I see, you know, learning that has to do with more of a gentle approach. This could even be like a garden within a city, right? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be in the middle of nowhere. It could be like you're creating this type of sanctuary and where it's needed, like in inner cities or in, you know, busy metropolises, where when people who attend this type of school, when they enter, it's like immediately a sanctuary. And that's how you're like dismantling the structure and recreating it in a more like holistic, natural way. It's so lovely. Let's get you one final message here. Grounding, the beginning is where you need to be. I love that. Grounding could be very much part of this school as well. Like, you know, putting your hands in dirt, growing plants. That's all very grounding kind of work as well. Maybe a retreat even in the middle of cities, you know, where people can just go and get away from, you know, a corporate setting for a little while or high stress setting for a little while and just rest. It's like a different kind of spa, you know. It's like, yeah, you get to garden or you get to just be in nature, and you're taught how to actually rest for a change and not feel guilty over it. Like reprogram your mind around it. Yeah, sanctuary or school. Like very, very needed work, healing work. This is really beautiful. I hope that resonated, and I'll see you on my next one.